Hey everybody, this is Lorelia coming to you with a video today about, business credit. If you are new to this channel, I primarily talk about credit, personal credit, business credit, how to leverage it to invest in real estate. And many of my clients I have helped get 50K or more in funding. And so my message today is the business credit industry is there to confuse you. And you may be wondering, well, Lorelia, what do you mean? And what a lot of people don't realize is that business credit does not fall under the same governmental statutory rules that personal credit falls under. And just to go further with this explanation, personal credit, there are governmental oversights that look over how creditors can treat consumers, how credit reporting agencies cannot take advantage of consumers, and how credit repair business owners cannot take advantage of consumers. And so the government has things in place like the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. You have that to protect you. You have the FCRA, the Federal Credit Reporting Act. You have the FDCPA, the Federal Debt Collection Practices Act. And then you have CROA, which has oversight for the credit repair businesses that are out there. And so the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, which is a governmental entity, that particular governmental body is what oversees how consumers are protected. So there are rules in place that can help you as a consumer. And so although I'm not going to do a deep dive on personal credit, but what a lot of people don't know with business credit, it's a very gray area. And as much as I hate to say gray area, because a lot of people do think getting the access of funding is a gray area, and that's totally wrong. It's black and white. But with that being said, it is a gray area in terms of you as the business owner has decided to take a risk to run a business. So what that means is you do not fall under the rules like a consumer. You are a business. You are a business entity. And so business lenders and those who are in the industry understand that they can confuse people. And so with that confusion becomes you as a business owner not getting what you want, which is the funding. And so that's why it's easy for people to say, I am a business credit, whatever, expert, consultant, what have you. Sell you on the trade lines, the paydex scores, and all that other net 30 stuff. And you still don't get what it is that you want, which is access to credit, which is access to funding, which is access to loans, whatever it is, credit cards. So now you are lucky enough to get possibly a 5K credit card or a 10K credit card, but then you are wondering, well, hey, Lorelia's talking about you can leverage business credit to invest in real estate, but then how am I going to be able to do that when the most that I have been able to get is 10K? It's because, once again, you are confused. You are listening to people who are confusing you. You're not going to get a net 30 account from any store out there. I'm not going to call no names. And who cares that you have a $50,000 credit line with Dell computers? That's not going to get you funding to invest in real estate. That's not going to help you. So Lorelia, what is understanding, once again, it's black and white. It's not everything that people tell you. Get an LLC. If just getting an LLC is the measuring tool stick to get 100K in funding, 75K in funding, the list goes on and on. Well, we can eradicate here in the U.S. poverty, homelessness, shortages. Just tell everybody to go get an LLC. The most it is probably in your state between $100 and $200. And then once you get that, there's a windfall of money that's going to fall in your lap. Unfortunately, that narrative was created last year. And now what are we seeing? I know you're wondering, well, Loretta, where are you going now? We have people that are getting in a jam. They are doing time with PPP fraud because they did just that. All they had was an LLC. And they lied, and they said they had X amount of employees, making X amount of revenue, and now accountability is happening, and people are going to jail. So my warning to you is to understand this industry is here to confuse you, and it's not what people make it out to be. Understand, those who are telling you to falsify information and all this other stuff to get funding, they may have the resources to hire an attorney, to hire people to representative. But you, my friend, are going to be holding the bag. This is very similar to the back in 2008 with all the real estate fraud. And so people are going to say, well, Loretta, it's unfortunate that Main Street had to go to jail, but the big banks, nothing happened to them. That's the whole point. Like, do you think that it's fair that right now you have people who are going to jail for PPP fraud, but then there were banks who okayed, knew there was no type of transparency when that PPP was put in place? And so it was easy to just say anything on a computer when they were not doing no checks and balances. No, it's not. But that's the whole point. And my point to you with this video is understanding the industry is there to confuse you. It's not like personal credit. You don't have no FTC. You don't have no FCRA. You don't have no credit financial protection bureau. You don't have those things. Business credit, you're a business owner, you have a business that is subject to risk. There are risks involved with you being a business owner. And so if you're wondering, well, Loretta, what are you doing? How have you been able to help people to get access to 50 plus, 100,000 plus in business credit to be able to leverage to invest in real estate? I'm going to be doing Free Game Fridays going down tomorrow. Make sure you go to www.neverloseadeal.com so you will have access to when I do the video tomorrow. I'm going to be talking about a case study, how leveraging business debt is cheaper than a mortgage, is cheaper than hard money, and that if it's cash flowing for you, remember, we're leveraging debt to buy assets to create cash flow. It's a win-win for you. And I'm going to be doing a case study of clients that I'm working with now and how we're putting them in position to win, to leverage debt. That's how this is how many of the wealth initiatives have been created in this country. No one is going out there liquidating all their money trying to avoid being debt free. So my warning to you, if you're looking for a debt free strategy, I'm not your person. If you're looking for a way to, if using credit cards and debt scare you, I am not your person.